Welcome back for this segment of Inside the Glass. I am joined on the phone by the voice of the Omaha Lancers, Isaac Berky, and this segment is brought to you by Gorant Chocolatiers.
Gorant Chocolatiers has been producing delicious morsels of goodness since 1949. They still make candy by hand every day and haven't allowed automation to interfere with producing quality products. Gorant Chocolate still uses the purest and freshest ingredients and believe that work done by hand means quality is never sacrificed. You will taste their hard work in every scrumptious bite. Every Gorant confection is a symphony for the senses. Gorant Chocolates, proud sponsor of the Youngstown Phantoms hockey team.
As I said before the break, I am joined on the phone by the voice of the Omaha Lancers, Isaac Berky. Isaac, welcome to the program.
Hey, Matt. Thanks for having me.
Well, Omaha just got eliminated from the playoffs this past weekend. They do still have a chance to finish over 500. Obviously not how you guys wanted the season to go, but is it what you guys expected, or give us an overview on the year?
Well, I don't think you ever come into a season expecting to find yourself out of the playoffs with 8 games left. I think, at the start of the year, we had expectations of ourselves to make a run for a Clark Cup, and I think we felt like coming into this season that we had the squad in the room, had the right pieces to do that. We made a couple of trades early on that we felt bettered ourselves on the ice and off the ice. Kind of helped us set us in a position, but, down the run, things didn't quite necessarily go our way. But I know this is still a group of guys that has a lot of pride in what they do every day on the ice. And so, even being out of the playoffs, like you mentioned, this is still a group of guys that's going to come to work every day, put their nose to the grind, and kind of give everything they can to try to pick up as many wins as they can and maybe try to play a spoiler for a few teams.
The Lancers ended up being very active sellers at the trade deadline. Now that the dust is settled, who does Omaha have left in a leadership role and maybe doing most of the scoring for them out on the ice?
Well, I think all season long, Philip Rydstrom's been a guy that we've leaned on pretty heavily to step up. Philip's a kid that came in with some experience playing in the Quebec Major Junior League the last couple of years. So he's been in the junior ranks before, and he's shown this year that he's a kid who's got, he's got a lot of offensive talent, but he's also a player who knows how to use his size and isn't afraid to go into the corners or block shots or things like that. So Philip's been a big aspect of that all season long. But another player who's really stepped up late is Cole Gallant. He leads the USHL in scoring or in goals in the last 10 games. Only Fargo's Blake Lazat has more points than Cole does. And he's just been a player who, since the trade deadline, since a few moves were made, Cole's been playing really well for us. He's seeing the ice well. He's making plays, but he's also reading the defense and taking advantage of the opportunities he has. And, part of that, in a sense, is Cole being reunited with Noah Lalonde, who was with you guys. Cole and Noah spent some time together, 3 years together, playing youth hockey with Honeybake, and they're both really good friends, and I think that's kind of helped both of them come alive, because Noah's been really good for us since coming over from Youngstown.
Speaking of that trade, the Phantoms got Lancers assistant captain Pierce Crawford in that deal. What can you tell us about Pierce that maybe we haven't learned in the past month since the trade? It seemed like Pierce had quite the fan base out there in Omaha.
Yeah, well, first and foremost with Pierce, he's a great hockey player, but he's an even better kid off the ice. You're not going to find a better person in this league or a better person for any organization than Pierce Crawford. He's a kid that does everything the right way. Anything you need of Pierce is what he's going to go out and do. He knows how to play the game, but he's also a leader. He's a guy who was really, really well respected here. I'm sure it's the same way there. And just a kid who works hard. He's been a leader on every team he's been on, whether it was in the NAHL last year, here with us as a captain. All our guys really respected him. I mean, I can't say enough about who Pierce is as a person and his work ethic and determination. I mean, the kid's going to Notre Dame, and he's going to be a big piece of that program once he gets there.
current or former Phantoms alumni Cam Morrison, also a member of that Notre Dame squad. Tell us about your games last weekend, Isaac.
Well, last weekend, I guess we'll start. We're starting Sioux Falls on Friday night. We, for some reason, like to seem to play catch up out here as of late. Got down 2 goals in the early on, but we didn't exactly feel like we were playing bad hockey. It was just, our coaches said it on Saturday heading into the game against Des Moines that we had more grade A scoring chances against Sioux Falls than they did in the first period. It was just a matter of we were unable to capitalize. And so, had partway through the second, we found ourselves down 2. But one thing about this group is, their determination and their resolve to fight back has been there all year. This has never really been a group of guys that's packed it in. It's never been a group of guys that you can physically see hang their heads on the bench. The body language has always been there. I think our coaches have done a good job working with this group because we've faced a lot of adversity this year. I don't think anybody in this organization is going to make bones about that. Things haven't gone our way, but this group has fought back. And we found ourselves in a shootout after tying it in the third. And Noah Cates, an affiliate of ours, came up huge in the 5th round. I was talking with Noah on Saturday before that one. He was in his first game of the season, kid out of Stillwater, Minnesota. I asked him what his first thought was when he got tapped on the back and coach said, "Hey, Noah, you're going 5th round of the shootout. We need you." And he admitted, he goes, "I just didn't want to screw up. I wanted to help the guys out and hoped I didn't screw up." And he came through with a beautiful move on Mikhail Burden to win the shootout for us. And then on Saturday night, Des Moines is a team that we've played really well. I think we've played them 7 times, and 6 of those 7 have been 1-goal games. And, we've only been able to beat them once, and that was in a shootout. They're just a team that, for some reason, has seemed to had the upper hand against us this season. We always bring our best, but they just were able to capitalize on another opportunity. And they were able to do that again on Saturday, squeaking out a 4-3 win.
What do you think we're going to see out of the Phantoms and Lancers out in Omaha this weekend?
I think we're going to see a good, hard-fought game. I think both teams have a lot of guys who have talent, but are also guys that aren't afraid to go into the corners. So I don't think we're necessarily going to see a finesse style of game or a track meet. I think we're going to see a physical, grinded-out series where, it's going to come down to 1 or 2 opportunities, and whoever capitalizes on a bad turnover or gets the bounces to go their way, that's who's going to come out on top.
Voice of the Omaha Lancers, Isaac Berky, will have all of the action for you this weekend on Hockey TV, and we'll see if I have this right, also on 1290 AM out of Omaha.
Yep, that's right.
All right, be sure to tune in for all of the action. Don't go away. Next segment is right around the corner. Go ahead and click over to that.